Throughout my basketball career, I have learned that scoring more points isn't as simple as it sounds. But after countless mistakes and thousands of hours of work, I have narrowed it down to 12 key principles that cover everything you need to know to boost your scoring average. Let's get into it. Make sure to stay for all 12 principles because the last one is arguably the most important. Principle number one: constant movement is key. Throughout my basketball career, I have learned that off ball movement is so important when it comes to scoring more points. The reason why is because it tires out the defense and it puts you in scoring positions. Stephen Curry is the master at this. Everybody refers to him when we talk about off ball movement.
Proud husband of Aisha Curry, proud son of Dell Curry, proud daddy of the Boston Celtics.
Now, the only way to get to this point is to improve your endurance. Running sprints, running for long distance. You have to do those things if you want to score more points. You cannot let your conditioning get in the way. So bottom line, the more you move, the more scoring opportunities you give yourself. Numero dos, exploit mismatches. When you're matched up against someone that's slower or weaker than you, or maybe even shorter than you, I never really faced that often. Whenever you're matched up against somebody that creates a mismatch, exploit it. Think about it like this. Whenever you watch those animal shows like the National Geographic stuff, like all that good stuff, have you ever seen the episodes where they talk about the lions and how they're attacking the zebras and everything? If a lion saw a zebra that was weak, let me tell you something. He's not going to go all overdo it like, oh man, that's a real shame. He hurt his leg. Ugh, guess I'll try to find one of the stronger ones. No, the lion's going to kill that zebra and eat it. Now, I get it. You might feel bad or something, but if somebody doesn't work hard enough, that's their fault. That's not yours. So take advantage of the mismatches. I want to bring this up as well. There may be basketball IQ mismatches. Somebody might be faster than you, stronger than you, may be able to jump higher than you. All those things taken into account, they just may not have the level of basketball knowledge that you do, and you can definitely exploit that. Keep that in mind. So bottom line, great scorers do not have pity. Principle number 3. Play your own game. Don't worry about the crowd. Don't worry about what your teammates think, what your coach thinks. Don't worry about what your parents think. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks except you. You're playing the game because you love the game, so don't overthink it. Now, everybody has their unique style of play, and don't let other people take that away from you. For example, let's talk about Steph Curry again. He was a trendsetter, and a lot of people were thinking, no, you shoot too much, man. That didn't stop him, though. He kept shooting the ball because that's how he likes to play the game, and that's how he dominates. If there's a part of your game that you love and you do well in, continue doing that. Think about it like a growing business. If they're selling a product that's selling out every time and they're earning millions, do you think they're going to say, maybe we should change it? No, they're going to keep selling it because it's working. Don't let other people sway the way you play basketball. Everybody has an opinion. That doesn't mean it's good. Nombre kata. I think that's 4 in French. Get to the foul line. Drawing fouls isn't just about being aggressive, though. Yeah, you hear that all the time. The more aggressive you are, the more you'll get to the foul line. Absolutely. But you also have to use your mind. Like I said, when you're exploiting mismatches, for example, use what you have. Use your basketball knowledge. So sometimes in your approach, you might have to go off of 2 feet instead of 1 so you're not off balance, etc. Free throws can be the difference between an 18-point game and a 30 bomb. I know that from experience. So bottom line, great scorers know that getting to the free throw line is one of the easiest ways to add to their point total. Number 5, create scoring opportunities in transition. Sprint hard, even when you don't have the ball. Move with a purpose. Read the defense. And position yourself to finish plays in opportune areas. The reasons for why we run out in transition are to create chaos and keep the defense guessing. Also, you can get easy buckets that way. When I look back on my 30-plus point games, a lot of those points were in transition. And also, by running in transition, the defense scrambles. And that is the easiest way to take advantage of the defense, especially if they're in a zone. If you're struggling to score in a zone, get your team to speed up a little bit. The less time the other team has to get into their zone, the better. And my favorite thing to hear on the basketball court was, hey, I got him. No, I thought you had him. That's chaos. Number 6, play with aggression and heart. I'm not going to harp on this too long because you already know this, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Scoring isn't just a technical skill. It's also about your mindset. I've seen such talented players struggle to score in games because of this very reason. Once they get into the games, they doubt themselves and they start second guessing, and then they hesitate and, oh look, they missed their scoring opportunity. If you don't want that to be you need to get this thought into your mind right now. The moment you hesitate is the moment you die. Think about it like that. If you were surviving in the wilderness, you got an animal chasing you. You got a lot of animal analogies today. You have an animal chasing you in the forest. If you make one wrong move, you're done. So you either go right or you go left. Make the decision. To get away from the animal analogies here, I'm just going to give you the bottom line. It's about showing up every time, going after every opportunity, and playing with a fierce determination to make things happen. By the way, by playing with this aggression, you also open up things for your teammates, and you can make nice passes. Number 7. I'm running out of fingers here. Volume shooting over efficiency. This was a tough lesson for me to learn because I was always taught that stats and analytics are the way, and you want to be efficient whenever you play basketball, especially you don't want to upset the coaches. That was a big thing for me. But over the course of my 15-year basketball career, I've learned that if you want to score a lot of points, you got to score a lot of shots, plain and simple, point blank period. When I look back at some of my 30-plus point games, I look at the numbers of the amount of shots I took versus the amount of shots I make, just to get my efficiency. And I used to worry about that all the time. Like, I would think, oh no, I shot 25 shots. Oh, that's crazy. That's a lot of shots to take. But the thing was, I would make like 15 to 17 of them. So at the end of the day, you need to value points more than efficiency because percentages ain't points. I said that in one of my other videos. I'll link it somewhere on the screen. So the more shots you take, the more opportunities you have to score. So don't be afraid to miss. Instead, focus on getting the ball in your hands, just letting that shot go. Once again, by you shooting these shots, you'll create more defensive attention, and that gives you more gravity, and that opens up everything else for your teammates. So bottom line, as your volume increases, your chances of racking up points grows exponentially. Number 8. There we go. Number 8. I'm going to expand on something I just talked about. Don't get caught up in percentages. Efficiency can trap you into overthinking, and great scorers don't have time for that. If you're worried about your shooting percentage, you'll hesitate before you shoot. That's it. Now, the difference between you getting a shot up and possibly making it versus getting swatted into the third row is that second of hesitation. That's all it takes. But I used to struggle with shooting percentage a lot, and I think a lot of other players do as well, because the last thing they want is for people to think that they're a gunner or they're a ball hog. That's like horrible. But I talk to some of my teammates from high school basketball now, and I just ask them those questions like, was I a ball hog or was I a gunner? And they're honest with me. They say, you know what, Mark? Sometimes you were, but we needed you to be because you scored the basketball. It's number 9. Hard work and consistency are non-negotiable. No one becomes a great scorer without putting in the work. I've had a lot of basketball players ask me, how many shots did you put up every single day? What was your workouts like? What did you do? And when I would tell them, they would just say, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. I don't have time to do that. And that's what separates the great scorers from the good ones. Be aggressive and have faith. Wait 6 or 7 hours a day? Yeah, especially in the summers, it would be like a lot. Because it would be like an hour to 2 hours in the morning, an hour to 2 hours later, and then 3 to 4 with my trainer. So wait, let's do the lowest. So 1 plus 3 would be 5 hours. Yeah. And that's not including the days when I would be weightlifting too. So that would take maybe another hour and a half. So, whew, man, I was locked in, bro. So that right there was me describing what my junior year of high school basketball training looked like. And in my senior year, I optimized it and actually made my workout sessions go by a bit quicker. And I actually compiled my best workouts that I could think of, and I put them on a website. You can actually purchase them, or you could get a bundle to get all of them. It includes passing, ball handling, shooting, and finishing. Take a look at it. All right, if you're interested, there you go. And by the way, the off season is coming up, so I got y'all. Until June 1st of this year, there is an off-season prep sale. Everything is 25% off. So get your training workouts and get to work this off-season and prepare yourself for the high school season when you're going to dominate. Let's go, man. I would say if you're not shooting at least 300 shots a day, you're selling yourself short. If you want to average 15 plus points per game, that's what it takes. I was able to do it, and I'm only 5'8", so what's your excuse? So bottom line, there are no shortcuts. Number 10. this changed the way I look at the game of basketball right here. Confidence and aggression lead to consistency. To be a reliable scorer, you need to attack the game with confidence. Great scorers take control. They're not waiting for the right moment to just fall into their lap. They seize the moment. When you go into a basketball game, if you go into the game thinking, oh, I hope I make my first shot. I hope. You're already setting yourself up for failure. By the offseason of my junior year, I really started to notice this principle at work. Before every single game, I sized up my opponents and I looked to see every single weakness they had in their warm-ups. I was so thorough with this, and I would just stare at the other team's warm-ups. And I would just see one thing. Boom. Okay, that's it. That's the one guy's weakness. That's the type of intention I had before every game. I would stalk the other team, and I would see, okay, this guy doesn't work on this part of his game. That guy is lazy. This guy does this. This guy does that. And that just made my confidence grow, man. I promise you, every team that you look at has at least one weakness. And just by seeing that one weakness, it reminds you that the other team is like human.
You see? He's not a machine. He's a man.
There's been games that I would go into, like it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm somewhere far away for an AAU tournament. And the other team is just in layup lines doing windmill dunks. And I'm just over here like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a rough morning. But if I look at it more on a micro scale instead of the whole macro scale and seeing, oh, all they're doing is dunking, I can look and see, oh, that guy before he went into his dunk, he almost lost his dribble. He must be weak with the ball. Now, all that stuff about intention might seem like a side note, but to get back to what I was saying, confidence and aggression lead to consistency. Now you know what to be aggressive towards. You've learned their weaknesses, and now you can attack them aggressively. When you're confident in your approach to the games, it becomes a whole lot easier. So bottom line, trust your training and trust your ability to score. Numbre 11. That should mean number 11 in some language. Trust yourself and overcome mental barriers. Fear and self-doubt can hold any player back, let's be real. But the best scorers break through those barriers. See, they trust their preparation, they trust their training, and they trust in their ability to make plays. When I look back on my junior year of high school basketball, when I scored 410 points in that one season, I was so fearless, man. I love how aggressive I was every single game. I didn't worry about what the coaches had to say, what my teammates had to say, what anybody had to say. I was just playing my game. Now, every miss and every failure around that time didn't feel like a miss or a failure. It just felt like a step closer to my goals. If I missed a shot in game, I wasn't going to say, oh my gosh, I suck. No, I was going to say, okay, that shot was a little bit short. I got to use my legs more. Oh, that was a bit left. I got to make it go right. If you change your perspective on the game of basketball as a whole, what you will notice is that you learn and you just gain all this basketball wisdom by default. I learned so much in my junior year because I changed the way I look at the game. Instead of thinking that every miss, every failure was bad, I saw it as kind of like Super Mario Brothers. If you make a mistake, you fall in a pit, you're just going to reload the level and try again. And you're not going to make that same mistake. Hopefully. Number 12. This, in my opinion, is the most important principle on this list. And that is, have faith. Trust in yourself. But also have faith that God's got you. Remember that God is always there. Jesus Christ is your strength. And remember this verse right here. Even though I walk through the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Jesus Christ is the Prince of Peace. So don't be afraid to tap into his peace, man. Now that you know all the principles to score more points in basketball, if you want to learn how to be more confident on the basketball court, click here. But as always, keep God first. Stay blessed, bro.